Hi, I'm going to show you how to get to the class handouts. There's been two or three different systems over the years of how to get to the class handouts, and right now there's a new one. So even if you've been doing this for a while, please pay attention to the new links that you need to go to get to the Google Drive. The Google Drive is where I store the class files, the handouts, the recording links that you need to go fetch when you want to watch a class recording. So anyway, I'm going to share my screen and show you the process. First of all, you need to open a browser, any browser. I'm going to open Safari, but it doesn't matter if it's Google Chrome or Firefox or any browser that you use are going to work. You're going to go to the area where you type in the web URL and you're going to write my.sbcc.edu, my.sbcc.edu, and then you're going to hit return or enter. You're going to arrive at the login page and we're going to put in our information. I have this computer has it memorized. So here we go. I am logging in to our class, our school dashboard. Okay, this is a school portal, student portal. In my case, it says employee faculty because that's me, but for you, it'll just have student material in here. And the important thing for you to know is that you have this um, sidebar, this red sidebar, only if you have a wide enough window. So watch what happens if I make my window a bit skinnier. That red sidebar disappeared. You see that? So you might go, oh, well, I don't see a red sidebar. And it's because you need to either stretch out your window or if you have it smaller, then the sidebar is hiding under this little icon, very hard for you to see. But in the blue sky, you'll see three little lines right there. That is leading you to the sidebar. So I'm going to clear that little circle right now, and I'm going to click on that sidebar and show you that if I click on it, there it goes. The sidebar comes up. I'm going to close it with this little arrow. Okay, so you open and you close it. All right, so once you do open it, or if you already had it open, then head down. The first section has some links that are interesting. There's a line, and then there's a shortcut set of links. And we're going to go to the bottom of that one, and we're going to go to Student Resources menu. Now, if your window is actually smaller, then you might need to drag up until you get to it, right? But the whole point is that we're going to head over to, I'm going to make it a little bigger again this time. I'm going to share just that window so it's easier for you to see. And I'm going to go through the process of clicking on that three little hamburger icon, drag down to student resources menu, click on that. And then the next page I get to has a new link. This is where the links have changed. And the one we need to get to is this one called Essential Resources. Okay, Essential Resources, that's the new link that you need to use to access the class handouts. Click on Essential Resources. And this takes you to a whole bunch of awesome student resources. The one that we're targeting is Google Drive because that's where I put the handouts for you guys. But notice that you also have Google Mail right there to get to your pipeline mail. Here you have LinkedIn Learning where you can watch tutorials. Here you have Microsoft Office that you can download for free as a student, etc. So there's just a lot of good information here that you can use. I'm going to take you to just Google Drive right now. Click on Google Drive. And now, once you're in Google Drive, on the left side, you'll see the words home, activity workspaces, and what we're looking for is the shared drives. Now, my drive is where your files are, the ones that you put in your Google Drive. Shared drives is where you will find the files that I put in the Google Drive for you, for the class, for you to go find. Now, be careful. Some people do confuse this with shared with me. That's a different creature. We're not going to shared with me. We're going to shared drives. Okay. So let's click on that shared drives. And here you go. In the shared drives, you should see just one or two or three, however many folders, one per class that you're taking with me. Maybe you have other teachers that put their shared files in here as well, so you might have others. But right now, say that you're in my Illustrator class or in my Mac classes or in my Photoshop class, you would see the name of one of those folders. So I'm going to go ahead and double click on the Mac class folder, for example. And once you open that, here's where you're going to find the class files. Now, depending on your settings, you might be seeing it just like I'm seeing it, You might also be seeing it with this little sidebar here, which is not useful at all, and it takes up a lot of space. So I recommend going over to this little X right here next to the file name that says activity and details and just closing that, get it out of the way so you have more space. And then there's two other options that you might have here. You're viewing this as a list of names, or you could click on this side and view it as a list of little previews, icons, right? So if you're watching this as previews, you might get a better idea of what's in the handouts. If you're looking at as a list, you can see the file name better. So either way, it's the same thing. Now, some of you guys have files that you need to download for the class, not necessarily the Mac class, but Photoshop or Illustrator, InDesign. You might have a folder you need to download. But the one that everyone has is one called Zoom class recording links. Then it has the name of your class and whatever session you're taking this class in. Every class of mine has this folder, this file. I'm going to double click on it and you'll get to a page that describes what class you're in, the CRN, and then it'll have a series of links. And depending on what class you're in, how many different links you'll have. But after all those links that you have here to a class survey, to a few videos that were, something that might be there, not depending on which class you're on, then everyone's going to have a class calendar with the dates that we meet, and you will have links to the class recording for that class day and to an AI summary. So what this is all about is that if you just want to rewatch the class recording, you would click on this link. If you want to know what's in that class recording and what happened that day, Zoom is making a little summary. It's not perfect, but it's kind of cool. It helps you have an idea of what we covered. And let me click on it to show you how it works. You're going to click on this link, and then you're going to click again on the title of this link, and it'll open up the summary for that day. I'll give you a quick recap, next steps. For example, this one is saying complete the survey, give you an idea of what we did that day, and then it's an AI summary of what we did. So sometimes it's right, sometimes it's wrong, it's not perfect, but it gives you an idea of what we did. So you can read through that and go, oh, that's what happened that class. And if you only missed, say, the last part because you had to leave early, or if the plumber arrived in the middle of the class and you missed the middle, you can figure out about when and where, if the class starts here and ends here. If you need to see how to organize your iPhone email organization, for example, then you'll know that somewhere in the middle is the part that you need to review, or you'll see, what we did. So then you'll go back to the Zoom class recording links and click on this link and pick that choice, and it'll take you to the video of that class, which I happen to be in the middle of it, it seems. And so you will just, I'm trying to see why it's not, oh, it's playing a trailer first. All right. And so then here we go. You have the class. Now, as you can see, it's it would seem 2 hours and 46-minute class. So you can go up and down and say, oh, here's the part that I want. It's somewhere in the middle. But that said, it's up to you to find the part that you missed or to sit through the whole thing if you missed the whole day. But this is the timeline that you can use to scroll up and down to get a little bit closer to the part that I'm teaching. Okay, I'm going to stop that now. That's up to you to come and watch it. The meeting summary is for you to have an idea of what you missed and what part to go to, or, you want to do the homework and you kind of reread this and go, oh, that's true. I was supposed to do this. I was supposed to do that. I was supposed to do that. All right. So here's the Zoom class recording link. So now they all open in different tabs. When you're done with them, you can close those tabs, right? Don't leave everything open forever. But then by the time we're done, we're back into the class files. There's a lot of good stuff in here. And each class, I'm going to take you, for example, I go to the shared drives and I go to the Photoshop class, for example. In the how to class recording link, there's actually a bunch more links about how to get into VDI. And, there's just more information that what you would get. There's a class Padlet, which again, if your class uses a Padlet, you would have the links in here, the class survey and things like that. But again, once you get to the calendar, it's the same way. All right. Okay, I hope now you know how to get to the class handouts. If you need any more help and this didn't make it, or when you get to the shared drives, the folder isn't there for you. It could be that you haven't completed your class registration. let me know. Other than that, have fun, watch the recordings, and I'll see you in class. Bye.